Hello and welcome to the sewing tutorial. My name is Petra and I'm the person behind the Cossy sewing patterns. And today we will be working on an outfit which I named a Madeira set. One shoulder top and a simple shorts are perfect for a casual summer look. This outfit is also very easy to make and therefore it is suitable to a complete beginner. And in case you would like to follow me along, this is what we will need to create a Madeira set. A fabric. Almost any type of fabric would work for this design. Nevertheless, for today I am using a cotton, but you can also use for instance a viscose or a linen. Next, we'll need a thread in a similar color, scissors, pins including a safety pin, an iron, sewing machine, elastic bands, a 4 cm wide for the shorts and 2.5 cm and a half a centimeter wide for the shirt, a tape and the pattern itself. I'll link below the website where you can download this from and we can start with printing and aligning the pattern. Once you get your pattern, you receive 4 documents. One is the instruction material. You don't need to print this one, but I would recommend to read it as it should include all the essential information including the size table. There are 3 different available formats, A0, A4 and the US letter. Select the one that is the most suitable for you. A0, unless you have a special printer, can only be printed in a copy shop. US letter format is mostly used in the US, and A4 is the most common format, for instance in Europe. I'm printing my pattern in A4. When printing the pattern, I would recommend to print the first page first and make sure that the scale is set to 100%. Once printed, measure the square and make sure that it has 5 cm or 2 inches, and then print the rest of the pages. Working with the pattern should be quite easy as this pattern is streamless. We will be using the dotted lines as a guideline as well as the indicators in each corner. The indicators should navigate us towards the next page. Just look for matching numbers and letters and simply lay the paper on top of them directly on the dotted line. And continue the process until you run out of a paper. Then tape it together and cut it based on your size. On the pattern pieces, you will notice an arrow. This arrow should run in parallel with the direction of the wave of the fabric, also known as the grain of the fabric. If you don't cut the pattern pieces along the grain, the fabric may later on stretch or warp. So I would recommend to cut the pieces along the grain. Pin the pattern and the fabric together before cutting. And since we need 2 pieces of each part, I would also recommend to cut them on folded fabric and therefore we cut 2 equal pieces in one go. 1 cm of a sewing allowance is already included, so you can just cut directly alongside the pattern. Once we have all the pieces cut, we can start with the shorts. Now, with the good side facing, we will place the two front pants pieces together and match the edges. The fabric that we are using has two equal sides, which means there is no good or bad side at this moment. And by the good side, I mean the side of the clothing that will be visible once we wear it. At this point, we can decide which one will be the good one and which one will be the bad, hidden one. Unless you are using a different kind of fabric which actually has the two different sides. Nevertheless, because I will be referring to a good and a bad side quite often in this video, I will just mark with an X the bad side, so it's easier for you to follow me along. Pin the entire crotch area like this, and then do the exact same thing with the back pants pieces. Match them with the good side facing and pin the same section. We will now sew the pinned areas with a straight line stitching. If you are new to sewing, follow the instructions on your sewing machine manual on how to set up your sewing machine itself. Every sewing machine might be slightly different, but the essentials should be the same. From the stitching options, select the straight line. Once everything is set, including your thread, put the pinned part under the needle and make sure that there is a 1 cm of a sewing allowance in between the needle and the end of the fabric. Don't forget to do some back and front stitching on the beginning and on the end just to secure the seams and sew with a straight line. And then repeat for the other pinned part. We will now iron the seams open. I would recommend to always iron the seams open, as the final product then looks much more nicer, cleaner and professional. Next, to ensure a clean finish, we overlock the seams. Use an overlock machine if you have one, or change the setting on your sewing machine to any of the zigzag options. Put the part that we have just ironed under the needle and try to sew in a way that one of the zigs goes inside of the fabric and the other one slightly out. And here is how it looks like. It's not that pretty as with the overlock machine, but nobody will see it anyway. We can continue with the other part. Now, put the back piece of the shorts down with the good side facing us. And with the good side down and the bad side facing us, lay down the front piece directly on top of the back piece. Pin the seams on the crotch area and the seams on the top, just to ensure that the shorts are secured in the middle. And then, pin all the sides including the areas from a crotch down. Once all pinned, we will sew again all the parts with a straight line. Do not forget to change the setting on your sewing machine back to the straight line and start with the sewing. We will now again iron the seams open and then overlock them. The shorts are now getting slowly together. Now we will work on the waist area. Fold the fabric down approximately half a centimeter and then fold it again. The second fold should be wide enough for the elastic to fit in and sew around. My elastic is 4 cm wide, therefore I will fold it approximately 4.3 cm all the way around. Now, with a straight line stitching, we will sew all around as close to the edge as possible and we will leave a small opening for the elastic to fit in. Sew along the folded part and don't forget to leave the small opening on the end. Next, take your 4 cm wide elastic and measure and cut a piece that sits comfortably around your waist. Again, add a little more to have some additional room for sewing the elastic together. It's always better to start with looser band instead of being too tight. Then take a safety pin and attach it to one of the ends of the elastic and use it to fit the elastic into the casing we just made. Once done, make sure that the elastic didn't twist on the way and stitch the two ends together like this. Now would be the time to try the shorts on. Make sure that the elastic is tight enough and also focus on the length of the shorts. Try to identify how much shorter the shorts should be. Once everything fits well, close the opening on the waist. Make sure that the elastic is not under the needle when sewing. As the last step, with the bed side facing us, fold the fabric up and then fold it again. Fold as much as you need depending on your desired length. I would like to have mine 6 cm shorter. Therefore, I will fold the fabric 3 cm and then 3 cm again. Once done, optionally remove the removable part of the sewing machine for a better access and sew with a straight line along the edge of the folded fabric. And then repeat the same also for the other leg. Just like that, the shorts are done. We can now move on to the shirt. We will again start by matching the pieces with the good side facing. For a better orientation, I will also once again mark the bed sides with an X. We will pin together the upper shoulder parts, underarm parts, as well as the side of the shirt. And then we will sew with a straight line all the pinned parts. Put under the needle one of the pinned areas. Again, make sure that there is 1 cm between the needle and the end of the fabric, and don't forget always to do some back and front stitching on the beginning as well as on the end. And then repeat the same for all the pinned parts. Iron the seams open for a better final look, and then we overlock the seams. Change the setting to any of the zigzag options or use your overlock machine, and again try to sew in a way that one of the zigs is inside of the fabric and the other one is slightly out. Next, we work on the sleeve. To ensure a clean finishing look, fold the fabric up approximately half a centimeter and then fold it again. Fold and pin the entire sleeve. Then we will move on to the bottom part of the shirt. Again, fold the fabric up approximately half a centimeter and then fold it again. The second fold should be wide enough for the elastic to fit in and sew around. My elastic is 2.5 centimeters wide, therefore I will fold it approximately 2.8 centimeters all the way around. In case it's difficult or you are having troubles with folding, you might also use an iron and press it in. It might be easier for you to fold the fabric. As the last part, we focus on the top part of the shirt. We will again repeat the same thing. Fold the fabric approximately half a centimeter and then fold it again. This time the elastic has half a centimeter, so the second fold should be approximately 8 millimeters. And once everything is finally folded, we will sew with a straight line as close to the edge of the folded fabric as possible. When sewing the top and the bottom part, we will leave a small opening for the elastics to fit in. Don't forget to change the setting back to the straight line and start sewing. I'm starting with the sleeve. Try to sew as close to the edge of the fabric, and if you have difficulties to go straight, just slow down as much as you need to feel comfortable. For the sleeve part, we sew all the way around. Now, the very same applies also for the bottom of the shirt. Just do not forget to leave a small opening for the elastic. Lastly, do the same also for the top part of the shirt. Next, we take the 2.5 cm wide elastic and measure and cut a piece that sits comfortably around the waist. Again, add a little more to have some additional room for sewing the elastic together. With the 0.5 cm wide elastic, we measure the top part like this, also leaving some extra room for sewing the elastic together. Then take a safety pin and attach it to one of the ends of the elastic. and use it to feed the elastic into the casing that we just made. Once done, make sure the elastic didn't twist on the way and stitch the two ends together like this. And we repeat the same also for the top part. Now would be the time to try the shirt on. Make sure that the elastic is tight enough, and if so, close the openings. Just make sure that the elastic is not under the needle when sewing. And the project is now complete. Here is the final result. I hope you had fun while sewing and that you will enjoy this outfit. Have a great day and thank you for watching.